Is Arizona turned because it's a party school?
It's a party school. It's a party school.
Is it turned?
I mean, when I was there, we were ranked. Our freshman dorm, not my freshman dorm, but a freshman dorm on campus.
His freshman dorm
was ranked by Playboy #1 sex dorm in America, 2 years straight.
Okay, that was.
How'd that work out for you?
I was too young.
He's lying. It worked out well for him.
No, I was too young. Nobody wanted to have sex with me.
But you played at Arizona, so how can you?
I was the man. I was the man.
But because
still getting high school offers for prom.
Did you take it?
Today or back in the day?
Back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. Did you accept it?
No.
You're pretty much those Twitter honeys now that just get asked to prom. That's what you were.
Wait, how'd they hit you up? There's no social media back then.
Huh?
How'd they hit you up?
Letters.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Pierce Simpson. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. We're back for another week. I'm joined here by Complex Sports Editor, Mr. Adam Caparel. Cap, how you feeling? Are you in black in mourning of Kevin Ollie?
No, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So if there was an emotion to show happiness for me, I would be extolling that because thank God they got him the fuck out of there.
We know
had to be done.
We know how Cap feels about his university. Next, Adam Caparel is Mr. Gilbert Arenas. Gil, welcome to have you back, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You feeling better?
Yeah.
Listen, you missed when we had Le'Veon Bell, Tyrann Mathieu, but listen, it's only one Gilbert Arenas, one star on the show, man. It feels good to have you back, dog.
See, you still got fucked up with the tire.
What you talking
You
about?
have a gummy bear in your sweater.
This is a bear.
It's a gummy bear.
Shout out to Grizzly Grip Tape. Shout out to he said a gummy bear.
Don't give
That's
any credit
hilarious.
for wearing threes, though.
You got a gummy bear.
But I got the threes on.
Got threes on,
Got threes on. I like it.
Oh, that's your takeaway from the sweater.
I mean,
It's
it
just
bounces.
a bear.
It's a gummy bear.
What about Kanye's bear? You don't say nothing to him?
No, that's a different bear.
Anyway, aside from that, we had a busy weekend in college basketball. We had the conference tournaments going. We also had the bracket set for March Madness NCAA Tournament, where we will crown one winner. The #1 seeds are Virginia, Villanova, Kansas, Xavier. Teams that got in off the bubble were UCLA, St. Bonaventure, Arizona State, party school, shout out to them, and Syracuse were the last four in. Oklahoma and Texas also made it in, and some snubs, USC, Oklahoma State, Louisville, Notre Dame, St. Mary's. Initially, what do we think about the seeding in the NCAA Tournament? Nothing.
The committee fucked up, but I mean, it's like, where do you want to begin? They're never going to get this thing completely right.
Why do you think they effed up?
Because how is Arizona a 4 seed?
Yeah, I saw that early on, and that's my sleeper pick to win the national championship.
It's not even a sleeper pick. That's like one of the better selections to go. I mean, based on the value where they're slotted Vegas-wise, they're going to be one of the favorites. So the committee messed up giving Arizona a 4 seed. They should be much lower, higher, however you want to determine it, but they are better than a 4 seed.
To see Arizona dominate in the Pac-12 tournament like they did, it's a lot of NBA talent on that roster, and Ayton.
They have the #1 draft pick on the roster.
For him to be that big, I believe he had 36 and 18 in the championship game. That big, be able to have the touch from the mid-range, dominate the boards. The guy that dunked on USC, what was #1? What was his name? I forget. His name escaping me. But the fact that he dunked on homie that bad, it was on our Out of Bounds Instagram account, which you can check out. The fact that he dunked on homie so bad just let me know that Arizona's here and they're not stopping.
Yeah, I mean, tournament time.
Your alma mater should be one of the favorites to win it.
Easy.
Yeah, but I mean, I like him at 4 then. I like him at 4. They're a sleeper.
Yeah,
I can't call him a sleeper when.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I like him. I love him at 4 because it's like you're so far under the radar that you just.
In Virginia, the #1 overall seed got screwed because in their region you have Kentucky, who's playing very well. You have Arizona, obviously #4 seed that we think is overseeded and slotted inappropriately. So Virginia has a very tough path to the Final Four. Certainly the hardest of any of the #1 seeds, at least in my opinion.
Well, let's talk about this mega matchup in the second round that could happen between Arizona and Kentucky. That would be remarkable. That's going to be must-see TV between the 4 and the 5.
Let's see if Kentucky can get past Davidson.
Okay, Okay, you calling upset right now?
I'm saying that the 6 points that Davidson is getting right now come Thursday. You need to take Davidson heavy right now, okay? That team can stick with Kentucky. Kentucky, that's the youngest and most inexperienced team that Calipari's had. And basically, he said this year that he's had in a long, long time. Well, we can say maybe every year, but Calipari said that like ad nauseum earlier this year that this is the most inexperienced and young team I've had in a long, long time. So yeah, they're playing well. They just won the SEC championship, but like you're going against a team and a coach in Bob McKillick with Davidson that has experience, that has some guys, that has some athletes that maybe catch you by surprise. They hit some long-range shots. This inexperienced team can get caught very easy, so take the 6 points on Thursday with Davidson.
We just had the bracket filled out yesterday, and your man knows all the spreads.
I know.
It's impressive.
How did fucking Oklahoma make it?
I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't understand how they made it. Yeah,
it's like, I mean, they've lost the last 11 out of 15
But
games.
the problem is the committee now doesn't consider your last. So they used to. One of the main criteria was how you're playing your last 10 games.
Yeah.
The committee did away with that. So the fact that Oklahoma went like 2-8 in their last 10 was
11 and 15 in the last. I mean,
yeah, they've been terrible. Yeah,
But can they?
so what are they going off of?
They changed this. The whole body of work. So
The whole body of work, 18 and 13.
Yeah, but they also
their whole
played,
body of work.
But they also played one of the toughest schedules in America. So you have to give them credit for that.
They should be in the CBI.
Not even the NIT.
and maybe
They
they
should be in
got
the
rewarded.
CBI, bro. And I guarantee they won't win that.
Maybe they just got rewarded for their early season success.
They did. That's all.
They got rewarded because, come on.
But there are other teams.
Everybody in college basketball want to see Trae. He's a moneymaker right now. He's the hottest thing going. That's the reason.
But
they're not in because of their fucking team.
But also, Arizona got fucked over because of their early season struggles.
Yeah, but this leads into my next question about Trae Young. Despite this prospective 2018 NBA draft being loaded, according to draft experts, this NCAA tournament seems to lack star power and the guys that you want to tune in to watch. Do you think that Trae Young
that's the only reason their team is in. You know, that first round, you get to use his name a little bit because his team is not good. I mean, that's what I said. He's shown the last 15 games.
Because watch this.
I'll fight you on star power though. If you look at like it maybe not
Of the top-
maybe other than Trae Young, that guys that people really just think your random college or random casual college basketball fans know. If you look at like the draft projections, there are a ton of top tier talent that are playing in the tournament.
Okay,
But you're talking about star power in the fact that the world knows him because of other stars tweeted him.
Yeah.
He's the only one.
Yeah, I get
You know,
that.
you got LeBron, you got like he's the biggest name. So if he wasn't in college right now, it would have been
Some names that come to mind, but they can easily be dispelled. You got Missouri, Michael Porter Jr. He's in the tournament, but he's coming off a back injury. He's not going to be at his peak powers. Alabama's a 9 seed. You have Colin Sexton, who had an amazing SEC tournament.
He's played well all year.
Exactly, but they could very well be bounced in the first round. You have DeAndre Ayton, who's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft. But other than that, of the top 4 seeds.
Yeah, but Michigan State has 2 first rounders. Duke
But that's what I'm saying.
maybe
But
4
they don't have.
but what star power do
But
they
they don't
have?
have any.
I
star
know
names.
what you're saying. I get Trae Young is this aberration almost this year, where it's like the only guy that everyone absolutely knows about, and he will deservedly have a ton of attention around him. But if you're deep in the weeds a little bit with this, there is a lot of top tier talent that you see go in the first round of the NBA draft.
I mean, that's what I said. He won't be a top 10 pick.
Who? Trae Young?
Yeah.
No.
But they're projecting to be a top 10 pick right now. Right now, if you go on most draft projections, he's like going 9
7,
to
9. That's what I'm saying. 9. That's what I'm
next time I have like a million point guards. That's fucking point guard.
Right now, he's going 9.
Yeah.
By the time you hit draft, really not athletic. He has to go against these other guards one-on-one. I mean, he's gonna slip.
Well, if he gets bodied,
he'll be the star that slips a little bit.
I mean, if he gets bodied, in the first round game against Rhode Island, which is being a tough.
That's gonna
one for them,
happen.
And by the way, take Rhode Island -1.5 in that game. If he performs poorly again, yeah, I mean, maybe the draft stock gets knocked
That's
a
what
little
I'm
bit.
saying. This shit right here, that NCAA, that's all cool.
Yeah.
When you go against people in pre-draft camp and they're coming like, some players can't protect themselves, and he's going to be one of them. Because he's at 9, he's going to try to move lower. So that means he's going to have to face Saxon. He's going to have to face these other guards that will body him because they're bigger, they're stronger, they're more athletic. And his skill set is not defensively.
No.
So they're going to run through him, and that's where his stock is going to drop. I mean, if he comes out blazing, but he's still a small guy. Yeah. So it's going to be one of those things where I wouldn't be surprised if he's at 10, 11, 12. No matter what his tournament looks like, he still has to face these guys.
Before we move on, sleeper team to watch out for, 6 seed Houston. They can shoot the ball really well from deep. I think they can make some noise in the NCAA tournament. Watch it.
I'm giving you one more scintillating.
Well, of course you'll go as a fucking Texas team.
Because I'm from Texas.
I know,
That's how we do it.
One more scintillating.
Oh, it's the only thing we know is Houston Rockets. I don't even know who that team is.
South Dakota State getting 8 points against Ohio State in the first.
You get on me. He said South Dakota.
South Dakota State.
Jeez.
Mike Dom, okay? He can shoot some lights out.
How does he know this?
Take the 8 points. Take the 8 points. You heard it here first.
He needs help.
All right, moving over to football. Ex-Seahawk Richard Sherman has taken his talents to the rival 49ers. So if you guys missed it over the weekend, after releasing on Friday, the former Legion of Boom cornerstone quickly signed with the NFC West rival 49ers, and the free agent cornerback agreed to a 3-year contract, which is an incentive-laden deal that he says is worth up to $39.15 million over the term of the contract. Sherman, of course, is healing from the torn Achilles in his right foot and a bone spur in his left foot that was addressed this offseason. And he expects to be the starting cornerback for the 49ers.
You should.
So Sherman talked about how, vengeance is one of the reasons why he signed with the 49ers. So put yourself in his shoes, Gil, as a player going to face your former team and the motivation and the fire that you have to flame them pretty much.
You just watched, you just watched IT against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He balled out.
Yeah. So, some athletes, like if he didn't have nothing to play for, this is what he has to play for. He's playing to show you shouldn't have cut me, and since you did, I'm going to torture your ass back. And that's his mindset. So I think he's going to do everything in his power to overcome this Achilles injury. Usually it takes about 2.5 years, 3 years for that person to really bounce back. I'm not expecting much from him this year, with that coming off this Achilles, but his 2020 season will be amazing.
Do you think as a player, right, if you get to this point where you may have a lull in your career or things just may get easy playing the cornerback position where you're top tier, they don't throw the ball your way a lot, so things may get boring. Do you think this is a kind of a rejuvenation for Richard Sherman to get that fire back? It's like, I'm going to San Francisco and I'll play y'all twice.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason he did it. It was like, I don't know if he has rivals. I don't know if he has rivals in the NFL. So by them letting him go, this is his rival. This is the reason he gets to work out and perfect his skill of it and become the best. Because he knows that they're going to target him during those games, and he's going to be ready for it.
Yeah, and of course, idiot trolls on the internet are, going at him for signing with the 49ers. Yeah. And, there's even one video of a guy burning a Richard Sherman jersey, which is just, the Seahawks cut Richard Sherman. He didn't leave them. They cut him. So he said, quote, "I love the fan base to death and I love playing there. It was such a great opportunity. I helped the organization get to a great place and stay there. But now it's like I abandoned them. People are out there burning my jersey. Come on, I'm not the one who let me go. They let me go. I didn't abandon anybody." So amen to that.
I love when fans burn jerseys. It is hilarious to me.
Because you paid for the jersey.
You paid for the jersey. I don't own that jersey. I don't get paid for that fucking jersey. Motherfucker just got my name on it. That's the NFL shit right there. Like, people really go out, spend $200 on a jersey, get mad at the player, burn it.
I don't.
You lost $200 fucking bucks. I just signed $39 million. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I've never understood that.
I don't understand it either.
That's supposed to piss me off. Don't burn it.
It's really backwards. Like,
don't burn it.
He's got $39.15 million.
$39 million. Get the fuck out of here.
But back to his contract, and it's very incentive based. As an athlete, does that give you extra motivation, or is it like, okay, I'm not going to hit these unrealistic incentives?
I personally hate incentive-based contracts, and I remember when my contract was up, and they were talking about incentives. Like, no, I want the actual money.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those deals where it's a $100 million contract. All right, $5 million if you're MVP. $5 million if you lead the league in scoring. $5 million if you lead in assists. $5 million if you make the championship. $5 million if, so the contract's $150 million if you hit all these incentives. Well, you're never good. LeBron doesn't hit all of his incentives.
Yeah.
Because, he wins the championship that year, but he wasn't probably the MVP of the league. Probably didn't lead the league in, assists or scoring. So he loses actual guaranteed money just by those incentives. And that's why I don't like incentive-based, just to make this number look so outrageous. No, give me my actual money. Fuck all that incentive shit. Because incentive, like if there's incentive-based, like, lead the league in rushing, and you're leading the league in rushing, and then they sit you for the next 3 games. Oh, now you don't.
They do that all the time.
That happened to Robert Gronkowski this year. He was slated to get, I think, close to $1 million. He didn't play much the last game of the season. So
happens in football, happens in baseball, happens in basketball.
Fuck all them incentives.
So Sherman was a very outspoken guy in Seattle. Mm-hmm. He's going to the 49ers, who obviously had some issues with Colin Kaepernick. Now, there's a little bit different management in the fold with the 49ers, but how do we think that Sherman, who's, again, one of the most outspoken guys in the NFL, going to the organization, the 49ers, that kind of dealt with the Kaepernick situation, either poorly or okay, depending on how you view it?
I'm pretty sure they think he's worth the trouble. And I just think that's the way it is. The organization, this is the guy we want. We're going to take it.
He's a Stanford guy, and so is John Lynch.
Yeah.
I just don't think that Kaepernick was the quarterback they wanted. So when you have all this turmoil coming, it was easy to part ways with you. That's what I'm saying. If LeBron took a stance on something,
what are you going to do with LeBron?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you're not going to.
So at the end of the day, it boils down to talent.
Talent. If your talent over exceeds they let you do whatever the fuck you want to do. So it's like that's why I said when I didn't really know much about football or Cap in a situation. So my whole thing was, how talented was he? How talented is he? Because if you're a super talented guy, they turn the other way on you.
Especially in football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's come on, Michael Vick came back, and you seen when that first year he came back, you see what the fuck he did. If you're super talented, they're gonna let you come back.
Came back and got $100+ million on the contract. Yeah. So, listen, pretty spectacular. But we're talking about talent. We're talking about contracts. One of the most talented players in the NFL is looking to be the highest paid player in the NFL. But this recent video that came out of Odell Beckham Jr. holding what looks to be, I love how the media says, a brown cigar, a blunt. With the woman who has a credit card and white substance. Of course, all this is alleged. We're just going off what the video shows. The assumption is that this was marijuana and cocaine. What do we make of this video so far? Have you seen the video?
Yeah, I've seen the video.
What do we make of it?
I just thought it was just, nice old pizza and some Black and Miles. That's all. That's all he can account for. He can only account for what he was near.
Now, the woman in the video is a French model, told the Daily News that Beckham did not partake in any illegal substances in the private exchange on Instagram. She also wrote, no, he did not take any drugs. So she did deny particularly the alleged substances that were in the video, but said that he did not take any drugs.
So I have two things. One, this is a big deal about absolutely nothing for Odell Beckham. Now we understand why he's going to catch shit from this from the Giants and be in the news cycle, but in the grand scheme of things, who cares about this? That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, avoid IG thoughts at your own cost, because this is what happens. They put you on Snapchat, they put you on blast for just stupid things.
Yeah.
Just say no to IG thoughts.
You said she's a model?
Yeah.
No, she's an IG
Instagram model.
Oh,
Instagram model. Yeah, that's how they put it. That's how they refer to it.
That means absolutely jack shit.
Exactly, yes.
But they met at La Queen nightclub in Paris. She claims to not know who Odell Beckham Jr. was until the video was already up.
Bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit.
All right.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't watch football, and I know who that motherfucker is for real.
On Friday, Odell Beckham Jr. tweeted, "Old news still makes a good story, I guess. Hashtag catch up. We're in 18."
I mean, that's what I said. This is not an issue, because at the end of the day, you can't do anything to him. He wasn't near the coke.
The Giants can do something.
No, you can't.
Yes, they can.
No,
yes, they can.
cannot.
What can they do now?
What can you do?
I've said this on numerous occasions on the show, okay? The Giants organization and the fan base are getting fed up with Odell Beckham. Now, talent-wise, he's one of the best receivers in the game, and he should be paid. Mm-hmm. But that being said, with all the antics on the field and the off-the-field shit they continue to deal with him, and they also have a new GM and a new coach that need to establish a culture in there. Odell kind of got coddled with the old regime. In the new regime, I don't think he's going to have a very long leash with these guys.
Hey, if he has a short lease, 31 other teams will want him.
I know he'll get picked up, but here's the thing: it's like you go on, like today in New York, on the back page of the tabloids, he's the news right now.
Back page.
Back page.
Back page.
Not other black pages.
Not the Craigslist back page. I'm talking about the tabloid back page.
Who gets to the back page?
And
no one ever gets to the back page of a tabloid. Or a book.
You need to go to New York.
He said,
come with me to New York,
book.
Okay?
Yeah, you read the first.
He's on the back page of the Daily News today. They talk about getting rid of him and about the value they could get for him. Okay? The Giants are probably going to start to have serious discussions about potentially moving him and what they could get for him, because they don't want to deal with this stuff.
But at the end of the day, it's not him. Like
what do you mean it's not him?
What you're doing next to me has no bearing to me. Like I had a girlfriend when I first came into the league who smoked 8 blunts a day.
Goodness gracious.
Okay.
I know.
Jesus.
Never puffed in my life. Her actions has nothing to do with who I am as a person. So if the model was doing cocaine and wasn't Parmesan cheese.
You never snorted Parmesan cheese?
No, I'm just saying she probably was dividing it up for the pizza slices. Who knows? But that has nothing to do with him. That's not what I'm on. So if that's what you're doing, that has nothing to do with me.
I agree.
So you can't penalize this man for...
I agree, but the Giants are one of the most conservative franchises. They are, sacrosanct. Like, they're done with the Lawrence Taylor bullshit they dealt with in the 80s with the prostitutes and the drugging and everything like that. They want to be a model
great
franchise.
Great old New York. Great old New... You know what?
New York.
If Giants is that fucking hoopla. Now they can just
Here's my thing.
They can just suck balls. I mean, let's be honest.
Anytime we reach these points where it's contract negotiations and these big time players are slated to get paid, these random videos or purported videos just happen to come out. We saw this with Dez Bryant back in 2014, 2015 when this Walmart surveillance footage was being floated around, rumors of it. Now Odell wants to be the highest paid player in the NFL. All of a sudden, this video comes out of nowhere. I just think it's not a coincidence.
Yeah, but who do you think's leak? I mean,
but these NFL teams have large private investment.
Yeah, but why would
security
the but the Giants, if in that theory, in that conspiracy theory, the Giants leaking this video, it's not serving them any purpose.
Yeah, it does.
Makes
them look more.
It creates a shitstorm for them.
Yeah, but it makes them look. It makes the player look.
It helps them leverage-wise with contract to a degree, but they're dealing with a shitstorm.
But when he wants
now.
a low $20 million per year as a wide receiver, when Mike Evans just got paid 5 years, $82.5 million, 55 guaranteed, you have to think the Giants are like, wait a minute, if he got that, we have to get over Beckham.
Yeah, we know we got to. Football is so outdated anyway with their little tantics. I seen something where they're still asking these dumbass questions. They're asking dumbass questions. Yeah. So how do you feel about your mother being a prostitute? Like they're actually still asking that in 2018 when the players actually know that when you go into these meetings, they're going to ask you stupid questions to get under your skin. So they know you're going to ask dumb questions. Why are you still asking dumb questions? Because they're prepped for it. Oh, yeah, what do you think about your mother being a prostitute? Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. Like, come on, like, I love it. If someone actually does get mad, he don't want to play for you, so he did the shit on purpose. Right. Like, come up with another method. Like, those are the stupidest shits in the world. Like, I'm going to shake your hand, wipe it off. Like, I don't like black people. Like,
who was that?
Like teams
no,
do
in
that.
NBA lore, someone did that, right?
They said that happened to Lamar Odom in Chicago. Cross.
Oh,
Shook his hand and then wiped his hand. Like,
to see how he would react.
Yeah, see how he react. Like, this is fucking stupid. What the, like, if I get mad, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah.
I mean, do I supposed to be like, oh yeah?
That's some childish bullshit.
Because if he doesn't react, that means he doesn't have it.
You can have it both ways. Yeah, right.
He doesn't have it. He doesn't have that fight in him because he doesn't react to anything.
But
get rid of it. It depends on what you're looking for.
To my final question on the Odell Beckham Jr. saga, Gil, as a former player and somebody that's very much a public figure, does the explosion of social media make you paranoid at all to go out in public or to deal with these?
I was already paranoid. Let's be honest. I was already paranoid. I mean, I really, when I seen the Kobe thing,
what do you
know, when Kobe got in trouble in 2013, you know, that really opened up a lot of eyes.
What are you referring
for
to?
the NBA
The sexual assault case in 2003? Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, the NBA players, we hear a different story. You know, we're hearing a different story than what the media is portraying. So we're sitting here looking at everybody like, nah, I'm never gonna make the first move on a woman. Like, I'm cool. Like you know, and we started changing. Like there's no, move your cameras, move your phones. Like we started protecting ourselves. So, you know, coming to 2018, you know, it's like, oh, I've been through that. Yeah. Like that's why I said my phone is a one-way phone. You can only text me. So I get the manager every text message, every call. There's no calls that come in. I call you. There's no putting me on three-way. None of that shit. But for reasons like that.
They need to bring you into the rookie symposium.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Because you got to remember, everyone doesn't have good intentions. So every text message that you put out that has any bearing of negativity towards you, someone's holding on to it. Right. So you got to watch what you text.
So when you're in public, are you aware of people maybe recording you or taking
Probably.
pictures?
I don't really go in public. Like the places I go is, I mean, if you're going to record me at Walmart, you know, getting stuff or, you know, a restaurant, you know, getting a drink. Like even when I played in NBA, like if I was going to go to the club, I got drunk before I got to the club.
Pre-game.
So yeah, I pre-gamed. Never, you know, I didn't drink in the club. I got drunk before I got to the club. You know, so everyone sees me drinking Gatorade and water because I'm trying to sober back up. You know, you got to do stuff like that. I mean, you still got to protect your image from people who's trying to destroy it for whatever reason.
This guy's a genius. That's pretty remarkable.
I think you never seen no bullshit like that against me. Yeah, no.
All right, back to college basketball real quick. And in honor of Grayson Allen's latest dirty play, we want to name our top 5 most annoying Duke players of all time. So during the ACC tournament this past weekend, Grayson Allen did his latest form of fuckery, sticking out his hip when UNC's Garrison Brooks was on the fast break in the semifinal of the ACC tournament in Brooklyn. Grayson got a flagrant foul because we know his notoriety and his track record of doing these things. Number of dirty plays over his career at Duke. So I think for me in my top 5, he's definitely going to be on there. But where do you guys have Grayson Allen on your top 5 list of most annoying Duke players of all time?
I mean, besides Duke, I mean, they're a bunch of cunts.
Wow.
I mean, they're a bunch of cunts.
Wow.
I mean, the whole program is they're fucking cocky some bitches. Like, I mean, they just think they're better than every single play. Like, and they're not talented. That's the funny part. Like, besides the one and dones now that's coming in the league because something's going on over there.
Was that it?
Something's going on over there for them to get the. But before that, you just got a bunch of cocky some bitches that just had no real talent. But because of the coach, they got this arrogance about them that they're better than everyone else. So Duke, number 1, the fan base, number 2.
Okay.
Grayson Allen is number 3.
Okay.
I fucking hate that kid.
You want to round out? You want to give us the top 5? You got 2 more?
No, it's just them 3.
Okay, that's your top 3 right there.
I don't know why that sentence of him saying I effing hate that kid. I hate that kid.
What he does has no bearing on basketball.
No, it is whack.
They're not really basketball plays. It's like you're just a dirty piece of shit when you do stuff like that. Like you're trying to intentionally hurt people. So if someone got up, punched you in the face, then what? Is it just, I hope it's a flagrant one for them because that play is just as dirty as this one.
Well, if someone did that to Grayson Allen, he'd get a standing ovation if he walked off the court.
Yeah. Good. With a broken nose, fine. Fine. Break that motherfucker's nose. Like, someone needs to actually let him feel what he's doing. Like, you're clipping people who's running.
Yeah.
You're hip checking people who's trying to get back on defense. Yeah. Like, what the fuck does you're doing have to do with actual basketball?
And then when Ted Cruz gets, taken off the court by Coach K and he has a, hissy fit on the bench, punching the bench and crying, it's like just get over yourself, pal.
But a couple things on that is Garrison Brooks really fell hard when he got hip checked by Grayson Allen. And like you said, nobody yet has come up and said, let's throw hands real quick. Let's fight
let's say, hold on, ref. What's happening? What's happening, bro? like someone needs to just, okay, flagrant one, thank you.
Well, if he went after the wrong guy, that would happen. He just maybe he's more calculated where he's like, I know I'm going to go after guys that aren't going to fight me back. Maybe that's a little subplot.
Very true. And you mentioned him crying last season, which led to an indefinite suspension that
lasted one game. Yeah.
So shout out to Coach K for that one.
I just want to see if he if he does make it to little plays like this.
He won't do that against Arizona.
Little plays like this, if he was a first round guaranteed he slips.
Yeah.
Just because of dumb shit. Like, nobody wants that. Nobody needs it. This is not something like, oh yeah, he's a hard foul or he's a grunt type of player. These are not grunt plays. These are just dirty, unnecessary movements.
Let's go with my top 5 most annoying Duke players. I got Greg Paulus. Seemed like he was there for 8 years and then went on to play college football at Syracuse as a quarterback. How does he have that much collegiate eligibility? I don't know. Josh McRoberts, we talked about Grayson Allen being dirty. He's very dirty as well, both in NCAA and NBA. Got Grayson Allen on my top 5. JJ Redick, even though he was tormented by other fans, he brought it on himself.
And he brought on himself, what, for shooting threes?
No, just some of his antics.
No, he admitted it. He's talked about it. Like, I was a prick in college.
Yeah, that's sure.
And Gerald Henderson. Gerald Henderson. Feel like he was there for ages. I never liked his game. Never liked the way he played. They were like, "Oh, he's like Vince Carter."
The dunker.
I'm like, no, he's not like Vince Carter. Knock it off. Knock it off. So
wait. Yeah, he was the one who got choked out by.
Wait, what? Excuse me.
I think we was playing them when I was with the Magic. And him and Quentin Richardson got into it.
Ooh.
Gerald got choked out.
Oh, yeah, he got
Chicago's Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, choked the hair off his head, even though he's already bald.
Over what?
Dirty play.
You go learn your lesson.
Listen.
All right, real quick, my top 5. Grayson Allen's got to be on there. Give me Cherokee Parks, who is the successor to Christian Laettner.
Former Dallas Maverick.
Whoa, Cherokee Parks. No, I heard he had a sister that did.
No.
I think he had his sister was in a band, an all-nude band.
Oh, I thought he was about to say something else.
Yeah, you took that in a direction I wasn't expecting.
I know.
Actually, better than I was expecting. So
I don't know how he's up
All right, so Cherokee Parks is on there. Give me JJ Redick because he admitted to being a huge prick when he was in college. Give me Steve Wojciechowski because you slapping the ball like that was the most annoying fucking thing in the history of college basketball. And number 5, I'm going to group in Coach K with the Cameron Crazies.
Wow, Coach K.
All the hand waves to Cameron Crazies and Coach K.
Just a bunch of pricks over there. Just a bunch of smarty-arty type of fuckers that just has nothing to do with society.
Somebody's not bitter about Duke.
No, not at all.
You know they beat us in the championship.
That's what I'm saying. They beat you in the championship, and then Coach K snubbed you from the USA team. A lot of bitterness. And I can't blame
We
you.
get the Duke slander.
Yeah.
And we're here for it.
Yeah.
Who's their rival?
North
UNC.
Carolina. You hate them too?
I was going to try out for, to get a job, head coach, just so I can beat them, but I'm pretty sure I won't get it over.
Probably not.
Yeah, that might not,
can try.
that might not happen. Roy Williams seems to be there for a while, but that wraps up the latest edition of Out of Bounds. We'll see you again tomorrow. For Adam Caparell, Mr. Gilbert Arenas.
Well, I had notes on Twinkle Toes.
Who's Twinkle Toes?
Whom?
Derrick Rose, Twinkle Toes.
Why is Derrick Rose about to get slandered right now? Derrick Rose.
I'm just playing. I was just looking at the bottom of my notes.
We'll see you tomorrow. This is Out of Bounds.
I'm going by what they're saying. Okay?
I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I'm looking at him. I'm seeing you don't have that tiger that you're used to. It's gone.
You think Thibodeau can get at him though?
If he gets through this year, and he mentally decides, I want to be great again, then yes. He can go back to that, but I don't think he wants to because I don't think he wants to get injured again.
He was minus 17 in his debut for the Timberwolves.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, minus 17 and 7. God damn.